What's up YouTube, Webers5 here, coming out today with my first Pokemon deck profile. So following on my announcement that I'll be going to multiple TCGs and the Pokemon box and deck opening that I did, going into the first Pokemon deck on my channel, which is my Palafin deck. For those of you who were expecting me to go into Meowscarada, considering I just did the Meowscarada EX deck opening on a couple days ago, the deck's not quite finished yet, so I'm just going to give it a couple more days to sort the last few bits out, but I will get a profile on that up as soon as I get the last bit. But for the moment, but when I heard about the expansions in Scarlet and Violet, and then I saw Palafin had been announced, I took a brief look at it online, and I'm like, dude, this deck is absolutely sick. I really want to try this, and that's essentially what kind of got me back into playing Pokemon. So this is the deck that got me into it, and here's what my variant looks like. Okay guys, so before we get to the profile, just quickly want to say apologies, this isn't a Pokemon styled playmat. Currently in the process of designing a new one, since I'm going into mixed TCGs just to have like one playmat that works for all of them, so I'm going to make one without zones. So currently working on that, just trying to figure out some ideas for it. If anyone's got any suggestions, do feel free to comment down below. But for the moment, let's get into the deck. So I'll start off with my Pokemon lineup, which is a four Finizen with 3 with the 4 Finizen, which is 390 HP and 1 with Valiant Evolution. I'm not always necessarily just going to want to constantly dive into the deck to evolve it, because naturally if you draw into it then the Valiant Evolution's kind of pointless, and frankly sometimes it's just a bit more useful to have the 90 HP, particularly with decks like Sableye, which can just, if you've only got the 50 HP one, it's just going to snipe you out very quickly. And then following on the 4 Finizen, we've got 4 Palafin. Naturally this is the main Pokemon of the deck. Justice Kick is an absolutely insane move, which is basically the reason of why I got back into the game, which is essentially the main reason I wanted to play the deck, because that looks insane. My only issue about it is that, I mean, he's a dolphin, he doesn't really have feet, so it's kind of wrongly named, but yeah, that's just me. And then next Pokemon in the deck, which is part of the reason that my build's working quite well, my V of choice, which is Palkia, along with its V-Star. I found Star Portal is very useful mid to late game, so like it's a way for me to easily set up energy on the Palafin to go for set up on the Justice Kick. Additionally, Palkia's Subspace Swell isn't a terrible move, because it's 60 damage plus 20 for each of your opponent's bench. If they've got a maxed out bench, that's 180, which you can't really complain at for 2 energy. Actually, my only issue, but naturally the risk of me playing the V is that it does give my opponent multiple prizes. Following on, 1 Radiant Greninja, just for primary thing of the concealed cards, drawing more. Additionally, combos well with the Palkia if I want to Moonlight Shuriken and snipe my opponent's bench. Then continuing on into the draw engine, playing 1 Bidoof and 1 Barrel with Industrial Incisors to pump my hand up to 5 each turn, which is really good. Which is pretty useful. And then last Pokemon in playing is 2 Cyclizar. This is just primarily for the main reason, no retreat cost, so a free retreat is always really useful in Palafin, because naturally Justice Kick doesn't do any damage unless you move from the bench to the active in that turn. Okay, so moving on into my trainer cards. Start with the search. So I'll start with my searching base cards. Got standard 4 Ultra Ball, 2 Nest Ball, 1 Hisuian Heavy Ball, and I'm playing 4 Battle VIP Pass. I completely agree with what the community say. Battle VIP Pass is an insane card. It probably shouldn't exist, but naturally after your first turn it's just a dead card. But it's free discard fodder for your Ultra Balls, which naturally gets you which naturally can get you any Pokemon you want. Nest Ball I find is very useful for trying to just get the either Radiant Greninja, Palkia, or Bidoof on the bench straight up, so I can just try and set up their engines. And then naturally the Hisuian Heavy Ball is really useful, particularly if I've prized the Radiant Greninja, or yeah, the Palkia, but yeah. Also just naturally, pretty much the main reason people play Hisuian Heavy Ball, just a way to look at your prizes as well. Following that up, because I'm on Palafin, I need switch-based options, so I've got 4 switch and 2 escape rope. Naturally, just easy ways to pivot through Palafin to get the Justice Kick. And then lost bits of my item cards. One lost vacuum, just in case of irritating stadiums like things like Pot to the Peak, Super Rods, bit of recovery, and 2 tool cards, which is 2 experience share. So if I'm primarily just using the one, if say I'm using like switching between Palkia and 1 Palafin, just have the experience share raised so I can just attach the energy over from if one of them goes. Stadium that I'm choosing to play is 2 Beach Court, because I think probably the main risk I've got in this deck is probably if my opponent like bosses up a Radiant Greninja, I'm not gonna have I'm not necessarily going to want to attack with it straight off, so Beach Court at least gives me an easy way to get him out into the get him back into the bench.
You agree with my comment?
Okay, so that's it for trainer. Going into supporters, because we're playing Palafin, got 4 Irida, so roads for a water Pokemon and an item. Typically, you can just go. So typically I can just go Palafin and a switch or escape rope so Palafin and switch depending to set up for future Justice Kick. Can't argue with that. Two bosses orders. I've been checking out a lot of Pokemon deck profiles, and 2 boss seems to be just very standard in every deck. I could happily play more, but I'm happy to just stick with 2. 2 Raihan, kind of situational, but I found the times that it comes up, it's so useful. But as I said, just very situational, so potentially easily cut if I find something better. One Iono. I know Iono's like really good right now. People are like trying to max out on this, but I'm finding at locals or online I'm actually struggling to find copies of Iono because it's just being used so much. So for the moment, just playing 1 in my Palafin. And Lost Supporter, I'm playing 1 Arvin just as a way to grab the experience share, and then I can also, what's the other thing it gets? Oh yeah, an item. So it gets me the experience share, and then I can just grab any item that suits my situation. And then, if you guys can guess, the remainder of my deck is just energy, split between just 2 different energies, which is one reversal energy, because that's just pretty much an instant Justice Kick if I'm losing in the game. And then the rest of the deck I've currently got just as water energy, because naturally it's a water-based deck. Okay guys, so that's my Palafin deck. Hope you all enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below what you thought about it, or any possible any possible ideas you might have for a new playmat design that I'm working on. And in regards to the Meowscarada deck, guys, as I said, I'm slowly working on it. Hopefully I should be able to get that done within the next week or so, so I will try. But the moment it's done, I will definitely get a profile going on that. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.